na also all the smiles ena ebe free Dwaboase so because today Dwaboase we are dedicating it to you. Star 274 hash. Or more than say, your fingers will make money for you. Maybe I said this kind of number today. Let your fingers make money for you. Simple. Ya can say there na ye bema ye friend no ye Mohammed Sadiq Gomda ono Gombela ono na the national team coordinator. I'm sure you know him already. Tertiary Education Institution Network, mostly from the NDC pact or a part of student or more in tertiary institutions. In the heat of 2024 elections, what the students can do and what the youth of this country can also do to ensure say the victory, or more share the survival, the economic and the freedoms are almost share no almost able to miaka. Now, Sadiq Gombela last week, we issue statement on the happenings. National, the Independent Square, the Black Star Square. There was an event. For the new force. In last year, March last year, and Beto just said the organizers had written a letter to the presidency to give them authorization. So on their event, it was accepted. They wrote back to them, and then only few hours to the event. Abra foreign partners, Abba Peter Obi, Neomom Kikahunina, Abba politically active persons to come and speak to the minds and people of Ghana. Then there was a call say the event has been cancelled. Inti Gombela ending paying for issue statement condemning the Act 1. And also saying, say, the youth of Ghana should channel their energy into the coming elections to save the country, Ghana. Anope Ofia, good morning.
Good morning.
Now, now, per the statement, I'm issue here, clearly, if I want to read portions of it, lot of issues there. But why do you think, sir, this is freedom, and I said the suppression of the freedom of speech and association?
Thank you very much. Me da se pan na me so me de akonya we betwa mo listeners no and obi a omote me ya me twi ni nsara nye papa ba me force I first of all I just say you understand say the issue of the new African Foundation, why was it established? I didn't tell nkofo abase omobe establish I free the African Foundation. Now, African Foundation, Africans are in terms of academic. For instance, Dr. Arikana, now a convoy for United Nations, a representative of Africa on the United Nations bench, or a medical doctor. What she has improved over the years and have proven beyond doubt. Say she has contributed significantly to Africa conscientization. Make Africa conscientization, and what I'm trying to say is that Wama Africans, any BA, for instance, say Mokai, the issue of the Berlin conference, where Africans, the European, the developed countries, divided or petition Africa to share Africa amongst themselves. And mami we are Dr. Ericana and onuna educated the youth and Africans concerning the evil mindset of the developed countries. So Oshena or Yobia what on your beer like you can take for ride. And this woman has contributed significantly to the enlightenment of the African youth. You get it. Now, Oshe Julius Malema, also the leader of the economic freedom fighters in South Africa. Meaning, as a Kaya, them the South African to trust them against almost fellow Africans now. Now, Julius Malema, the leader of the economic freedom fighters in South Africa, no leader here, actually on one crop and condemn me almost say, they cannot maim their fellow Africans.
Exactly.
He came out and spoke vehemently against his own people in solidarity to the African diaspora. South Africa. Now you look at Peter Obi, recently contested the election in Nigeria. This man has contributed significantly in Africa. He has created opportunities for the young ones in Nigeria, and he has enlightened Africans on the purpose of Africanism and Pan-Africanism and where Africa needs to achieve within the distant future. Now, yesua about Professor Lumumba. This man has also contributed to decentralization, Pan-Africanism, and where Africans should go, and have vehemently spoken against the intrusion and the so-called interest by the developed countries. You get it?
Yeah.
So, in other words, African descendants are love Africa. They put the interests of Africa first. So, they were here to organize a seminar program to enlighten us. And look at, as I quoted, if you look at the theme, of the program, and I want you to quote it there, the theme of the program is not something that you should undermine. They talk of, in other words, trying to position us to conscientize the Africans on the purpose of Africanism and see whether we have achieved as if to establish the fact that where Africa is, have we really achieved or otherwise? So they are there to conscientize us. So they had given you prior notice, you had given them the go ahead, and if before that, then you hurt it.
So the new African Foundation and the convention, igniting the voices of Africa, igniting the voices of Africa.
Now, okay. Now,
so in the spirit and the latter of this, igniting the voices of Africa, basically what they were trying to put across and they say Africa over time has been able to live to a certain level, but clearly to the level I think Africa should be today, looking at all the resources and everything, the human and then the natural resources, Africa has not really lived up to where it has to be. And so there was a need to reignite that level of Africanism to ensure that over-dependence and all of those things were not something that the Africans should be looking at. I'm sure that's what you're trying to say.
Exactly. Now, it's a brofo say igniter. Who's soldier and that's right. Now, can I say over the years and all can Africa you baby a chese you now omu bie ni. Now me I have a pan say anytime there's any a concerted effort by an individual or organization to conscientize to say no bie ye youth ni anima na abai a stop it. No the flimsy excuses yaba. For security reasons, But
Sadiq, is it not the case? Say the Black Star Square is a national security installation, and in any case, if the convention, the new convention, the new African Foundation, if really they wanted to have another place, was it really the national, the Black Star Square? Program way.
Thank you very much, So you should have questioned the government and its apparatchiks when they proposed it. If you felt that it wasn't wise to organize such a program, you could have allocated a different place for them. My brother, I'm saying that since the inception of His Excellency Nanado and Baumia, it has been so clear. Say anytime issues of this nature in peer programs concerning election about stop it. Let's call it a spade a spade. The government over time has proven beyond doubt say it will frown upon free speech, freedom of opinions and what have you. And I'm saying it clearly, without any shred of doubt, that this time around in this year, you see, you remember the champion regime, the Unigov. You recall what the student front did against the Unigov. I will not speak much, but I can assure you that this time around, do not have it that free. Once I lead the student front at the 10 level, would ensure that would continue to enlighten and conscientize our students and our fellow brothers and sisters in the various tertiary institutions to come out and we'll mobilize and send a signal to the government.
But we've seen over time that clearly the student front hasn't been that very vociferous and active in recent past. You look at the days of Haruna Idrisu, the days of Okujeto Ablakwa. I mean, just in recent past, you could feel that when the students are speaking, there is a voice that politicians become scared. Once students begin to speak, it sends shivers down the spine of politicians. We don't see that today.
Oh.
So,
so Kaya Onim Sena, I was also formerly a student leader, NUC's president. Okay, days of Takrade missing girls. You see, anytime I have been there, so I know what I'm saying. Abine over the years has deliberately, on its part, to gag student leaders from speaking. And if you want to be a successful leader, you must be bold and courageous. You recall the Takrade missing girls. And then under our time, we advocated that the student front, we encourage the student to revolt against the Nanado government when they sought to undermine the issues of the allowance to the training colleges and so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So the point is that regardless of the situation, whether Haruna, whether Okujeto Ablakwa, we are in a new era. And the new era is that we need to conscientize the people through informations, and when it gets critical, then we need to send a message to the government, and we have started it. And I'm going to assure you that we are not ready to compromise the system, but we'll fight against the system and send a signal to the government.
Your penultimate paragraph in the statement you issued, dated the 8th of January 2024, says that furthermore, TEEN urges all students and the Ghanaian population to recognize that the government actions are a subtle way of telling the NDC and the Ghanaian population that the Akufo-Addo government will employ mischievous tactics to rig elections in favor of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is a key player in the decision made by his boss, the president. So clearly, what does this mean in English?
Well, it's so simple. You had a 2020, you had a nanado, and you send him a nanado. Akache Ghanaian say, what is left for him is to hand over power to His Excellency, the Vice President. Yeah,
but I mean, this was before Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was, elected as leader of the NPP.
And we saw what happened.
Said that his career, what will make him happy as a politician, is to hand over to an NPP elected president.
That's right. So the government said it right. And during their election, their internal election, we saw the scheme, the significance that went in favor of Bawumia, isn't it? And then they also gave us a signal the last year election. What that simply means is that these guys will do anything. I mean, the president and his apparatchiks will do anything to ensure that His Excellency Bawumia emerges as the next president of this republic. So therefore, the Machiavellian tactics is already been implemented. And I say Ghanaian students, muna mobre, muna muko school, munim sena, ye mamenu ye papa mu ebre. Uko training colleges now, almost mutual allowances. Students are indeed suffering. Parents are suffering. And this is the destiny, the election of the December 7th election is an election that will determine the destiny of this country within the next 4 years. And I'm telling the youth, I'm telling the students, I'm telling my fellow brothers and sisters in the various tertiary institutions that we must own this election. We must prove to the government that the sovereignty power lies in our hand and not the government and its apparatchik. Quite recently, the Minister for Defense has also made comments concerning the elections and what have you. But I want to assure him that if he's a man, he thinks he has bows, election, he should start this again. We'll prove to him that the student front, the youth, when they are determined to utter change, nobody. And when the wind of change is coming, nobody born of a woman can change that. And I want to assure them, I don't speak so much on these issues, but the actions, my actions will speak. Once I lead a change, would ensure that the change for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the running mates his running mate will emerge victorious and become the next president of this republic. That signal, they'll see like a joke, but I can assure you, to those who have known me in the student front will tell you, I don't speak so much on this, but I'm telling you, we will deliver. And when we deliver, we'll ensure that there will be a classical cleaning exercise across the student front, across the political trend, and what they have done to us, we would surely send a signal to them. I will not tell you what we will do, but like I said, we know what to do.
But how ready are the students in all of this to support your cause as TEEN?
Well, you don't?
Because TEEN is one umbrella of the student front. And so we're looking at the STESCON, I'm aware, there's TEEN, and there are other bodies. How are you mobilizing so that aside the TEEN members, you are going to secure the vote and the wins that you talk about?
That's an important question. My brother, if you go back to the various institutions, today, TEEN is more attractive than any other organizations in the tertiary institutions. We have made TEEN quite attractive that a lot of people, even from the MPP and other political parties, are joining the TEEN. What that simply means is that we have created an enabling environment that has made our party quite attractive, that would necessitate the conscientization of students to come on board, to support us, send a signal to the government. And I'm telling you, with the strategies, I will not put it out there, but I'm telling you this time around, the days where we think we have things and general meetings, it's not going to be those things. The thing under my administration is that we would ensure seminars and career development that would attract people, that would attract students into the organization, the party, I mean NDC, that would propel our party to champion the cause for the agenda. However, ladies and gentlemen, the TEEN has a major role to play under His Excellency John Dramani Mahama 24 hours economy. And as the intellectual wing of the party, engagement are being made, continue education from our seniors with respect to what 24 hours economy is all about are undergoing. And we want to assure the teeming youth, especially those in the tertiary institution, that we will lead the trainings and we would ensure that the trickle-down effect of the 24 hours economy is done in the various tertiary institutions across the country and make the party attractive and ensure that the students will buy into the dream of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC, such that we would ensure that we would give these guys a clear knockout as far as 7th December is concerned. We will not go to the court this time around. Okay. Mark my words. What happened?
Not to go to the court. Very finally, before we go, John Dramani Mahama is in Legon today. How is TEEN receiving him?
Oh, we will receive him very good. He's our father, and definitely he's going to be the next president of this country. He's going to be the next president of this republic. The students in Legon, the TEEN, and freshers are enthusiastic about the coming of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And with TEEN, we are doing our feasibility studies. Preparations are underway. Everything is clear. And I'm telling you that we would give His Excellency John Dramani Mahama the needed moral support that will send a strong signal to His Excellency the President and his apparatchiks to know that this time around they will not take us for granted. The student front are poised and we are determined to ensure that the NDC becomes attractive in the various tertiary institutions, and by extension that will lead to a massive vote in the December 7th election. But then I would also want to use this opportunity to congratulate my sister Fela in Tamale, the Cookathon lady, and the manager of that young lady is a very good friend of mine from Tamale. And I think that from the youth, from the NDC, the John Dramani Mahama's wife, we've gone there, we've supported her, the necessary morale that is needed. And then also would want to add its voice to congratulate her for making Northern Region proud, for making Tamale very proud, and for boosting the local economy of the Northern Belt. And would encourage younger youth and generations to also take the destiny of this country in their hands and look at what they can also do to lead or bring Ghana to the international world. And we acknowledge and we thank her for that bold decision. I would also want to thank my sister Joyce, Honorable Joyce Tete, Member of Parliament for I think Safdine, I want to thank her very much for her massive support to the youth wing of our great party. And we also wish her the best and pray the Almighty God continue to guide her and protect her. Thank you very much. And God bless you.
Mohammed Sadiq Gombela is the national team coordinator. Anope nkomo ayedi no asempa etia titi sene Hugo Victor Ekaino, no force can stop an idea whose time has come. This is TVXYZ. Tushamia Fremi Nyansa. Edania Kwame Menka etwaso TVXYZ Power FM Dwaboase. Good morning.